If it plugs in to the network, or if it powers on and has a wireless connection on it, that's your problem. So think very broad exposure to a lot of different business processes, but also many different technologies there. And then, you know, I worked through the sysadmin, network engineering, and then transitioned into security just as a natural extension of the work I was doing. But the whole way along this journey, you know, I've always worked in either highly regulated industries, so think banking, finance, healthcare, or I've worked in smaller teams, startups, where even if you are a dedicated security person, you're still helping out on the network side, or on the system side, or on the cloud side, or in the identity side. You have to pitch in where you can because it's a small org. Or if you're working in a highly regulated space, say Purely is the search engine for IoT. That's what it was called. I don't know if it's still called that. But essentially, you know, if you're not familiar with Shodan, it's like Google, but for internet connected stuff, cloud resources, webcams, security cameras, whatever ends up on the internet ends up in Shodan, and it fingerprints it. It looks to identify what type of service, maybe manufacturer, what operating systems, etc. And you can go there and you can look for specific versions of OS, hardware, applications that you know are vulnerable, and you can search for it just as easily as you would search for an answer from Google. So I never really considered that as being the catalyst for ASM, but definitely that's a tool set that attackers have had for 10 years. We
and
as
they have been using it, Chris.
Yeah, and they've absolutely been using it.
And I guess you are aware of this. This is very interesting. I didn't notice it for quite some time. There's a lot of these bug bounty platforms. They actually get this recon information from whatever be the source, maybe Shodan, maybe elsewhere, and they pass on this intelligence. Like, here is this open database, exposed database, or something like that, to the bounty hunters. So the bug bounty platforms are, in a way, helping the bounty hunters by giving them this intel. I know, like, one of the companies, which is, you could have called it an ASM company, but what they're doing is they're giving this feed away to the bounty hunters so that they can do better bounties or whatever. So this information is getting in the hands of, like, the black hats to white hats to gray hats to everybody.
Like you said, it's been democratized.
Yes.
Because previously, to do what Shodan does now so easily would require that you've developed the skill set to do that, and maybe build scripts and then parse through the data. And it was not easy, and it was not trivial. Now it is easy and trivial. So that's, you know, Shodan. Census is another, CENSYS, similar, but I think they're starting to put up a paywall for some of their stuff. And to a lesser extent, quickly becoming a greater extent, ChatGPT. This is going to be leveraged in much the same way Shodan was. You know, it's going to go and, well, Shodan finds the devices. I imagine ChatGPT is going to then provide